Besides, I was breaking my mate's house and go make a sandwich.
Like you're moving like you're like a dancer. You look at the cha-cha-cha.
Welcome back to Uneducated Nuffies. It's episode 12 this week. We made it pretty far.
We're getting through the episodes, tuning them out, and it's... Why are you laughing at that?
What about that 3-week period?
But we're on holiday.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
I was in. We went to a quick holiday to Port Moresby. There was that's not cool. Anyway, we're back for another week. There's been some great sports going on. But Jonty, how was your weekend?
My head hurt.
Why did your head hurt?
So we have a basketball team. We've had some dramas in the last couple of weeks with names and jerseys. But last night I went to block someone. I should have got a charge, but instead, thanks, man. Should have got a charge, but instead, I got just an elbow to the chin. Then I got home. About half an hour later, after I got home, I just start feeling like absolute shit.
To be honest, the team we played we're not saying anything. They were nice people.
They were lemons.
They had big bodies. But hey, at least we won. Got our first dub of the season. That was actually a proper dub, not a walkover. Hooray! So I'm proud of that. It's just concussion all weekend.
Yeah. I didn't do much. I had work, so it was a quiet weekend. But skull moving. Brain hurt. Head hurt.
Wow. At least you get to deal with it. My brain hurt today.
Oh god. Can I be Antonio Brown?
CT ESPN.
Well, how was your weekend, Stone?
Yeah, it was okay. Cricket, again, we lost. We just couldn't find form. I got hit for a very big six. I'll find the footy. We'll put it on there. It was bad. Then we had a 21st on Saturday night around the bar. That was nice. Had a lot of free piss. Good. And then Sunday, basketball. You could win. So a quiet weekend for me in my books.
In your books, yeah, I know.
My books. But the next weekend's going to be busy.
So Jimmy's not here this weekend, guys. So he's on holiday. He's in Bali.
He's actually taking time off. We have our stand-in. First time on this show, actually, Patrick Kreutzer.
No, it's
welcome
not.
to the show.
No, he wasn't.
No.
He made a slight voice appearance in...
No, because he wasn't here that day. He left,
remember?
He left.
Yes, I did.
He had to go. He had other duties to fulfill.
So welcome. Welcome to the team.
Welcome, Patrick.
Hello, guys. Hello.
He's now full-time. He's now full-time employed with us because he's looking for employment.
But it's all internship.
I'm being forced to be here. Slavery. They chained me up in John's bar.
Let's go on to AFL.
Let's be in a cage at night.
Let's move on. Let's get sports.
Absolutely, the Crows were right in front of me.
We're going to engage with our mind.
Do you think they didn't come to play? Do you think they sat in their cars waiting for the game to start and go out there?
AFLW Finals Series is here. We've had some great matches over the weekend, some good churnouts, some good performances from all the teams actually in it. We actually had some very interesting and close games. There wasn't really much of a blowouts, but we've seen sort of the two standout teams who are going to come into this season, probably looking to win the flag.
Yeah, Flag North.
Hooray!
Makes Pat very happy.
Yes. Can you name any North players?
Craven?
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Named one. That's more than I expected.
Name two.
No.
Well, look, North Melbourne had a great start to the season. To the finals campaign. They knocked off Adelaide in a close game. They struggled kicking actually. I think they kicked 4-8. I think I saw. But look, they got there in the end. Adelaide are a good team, so it was always going to be an interesting game. Did you see I think it was the second quarter, there was a rush behind that was given deliberate and then turned into a North goal. It's been a bit controversial at the moment.
So what you're saying is North are being bailed out?
Yes. Yes. But look, that North probably were the better team that day. If they kicked more straight, they would have won a bit more comfortably. But look, Adelaide aren't a bad team. They've always probably... when you think of the AFLW, they've probably been that landmark team who've always been up there. They've won, I think, 3 flags.
Yeah. So
they've always been that landmark team. But they've done well. Freo continued their good form. Essendon still can't win a final.
Good.
This is great. They lost even in AFLW.
Sorry, Jimmy.
It is funny. It is very funny. They lost. Essendon lost 36-26 to Fremantle. Fremantle looked good, as well. Brisbane travelled to Icon Park to play Hawthorn. It was probably my game of the round. Brisbane looking very good, even though they finished third, knocking off Hawthorn 38 to 32. I think it's going to be between two teams now. I think it's going to be possibly a grand final rematch between North Melbourne and Brisbane. Could North Melbourne go again? Not like they lost in the granny last year. Could they return their form?
Or does Brisbane just own the AFL this year?
Yeah, Brisbane are very good. And finally, Port Adelaide gave a good win against Richmond, winning by 24 points, 72 to 48.
Good win.
Yeah, good win. So this coming week, we're at Adelaide are playing Fremantle. Winner goes on to play Brisbane in the prelim, as well as Hawthorn playing Port Adelaide, and the winner of that will play North Melbourne. Yeah.
I don't have anything to add. I haven't watched it. So.
It's actually been really enjoyable.
I'm just too busy, man.
I'm busy too, and I can still find time to watch it. It's actually been an enjoyable final series. There's been some good games, some good teams. I think North and Brisbane are going to be the two landmark teams you'd expect them to be in the finals. And then, would they put the grand final, because it's whoever the home team, their home ground? Would they put it at Arden Street? They're taking it at Icon.
Icon was Icon had first round of finals too, didn't it? So
yeah, the Hawthorn played there, because I don't know Hawthorn.
I could be at Arden Street though.
Because they're not going to put Hawthorn's games in Frankston for the finals.
No. Do you know the only actual AFLW content I've seen over the last week is there's a North Nuffy who goes into the rooms, and he was at the game, and when they won, he was going nuts on the sideline. That's my whole intake of AFLW content.
Yeah, damn right.
No, I you know what I wish they would do actually. They should put it at Marvel. I think if they put it at Marvel, especially the grand final, they'll get a decent crowd. Would you think? For a grand final, I'm not saying final series, for a grand final.
Maybe, yeah, because if it's a grand final, people want to go.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. You're not going to sell it out. We're not going to sell it at Marvel. We're not saying we're selling it at Marvel.
I reckon you'll sell it
instead of getting 5,000, 10,000 at Icon, what it can only seat, you get 30,000 and you fill out majority of Marvel.
You'd probably fill out bottom floor. Second floor would be about half, and maybe a little bit of third.
But would you rather that have more people going to the grand final than a jam-packed Icon Park?
I think for the feeling, Icon Park will be better because it's more compact. They can actually interact with the fans a bit more, and it'll look better on TV.
It will. It is a good ground. I will admit. Icon's very lovely.
Just remove that part where it has Carlton everywhere.
Yeah,
No.
I agree.
Yeah, just bomb that part of the stadium, please.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Specifically target every single Carlton reference, and it'll be good.
Yeah. Oh, I want to quickly talk about the memberships numbers.
I did say this was funny.
So guys, where do you reckon Collingwood's number one suburb is?
I don't think that's Collingwood. Collingwood's too posh to be supporting Collingwood.
No.
Sunbury.
No, it was Reservoir, guys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but number 2, Mill Park.
I saw this. I didn't even think there was enough people to be in Mill Park.
No, there's a lot of people in Mill Park.
I wonder where North Melbourne's most supporters are.
Hey, where was it, Pat?
North Melbourne.
Yeah. To be honest, the doggies were in Werribee, so that was funny.
Yeah, but western suburbs. This is in the western suburbs.
Because I saw what is it? GB West's biggest fan base in Victoria was Ballarat.
Yeah.
But
Who in Melbourne's going for GWS?
Ballarat people apparently.
Yeah, because they play 2 games in Ballarat a year.
It's still funny.
The World's Game delivered massively this week in A-League. It was an absolute goal fest. Every game had 2+ goals. That's unheard of in A-League standards. Yes, explosions, everything. This start off 4-1 win to Western Sydney on the Friday night. Nicholas Milanovic scores a hat-trick. Newcastle get absolutely bummed. No surprise there. No surprise there. Reno Piscopo has been one of the signings of the season so far. Coming from Newcastle across to Melbourne Victory. He's enjoying life there. Great assist as Victory won 2-0 against Brisbane. Jason Jerry also getting a header, which is funny.
my favourite. Man.
The MacArthur game. 2-1. Sydney tied up with 10 men in the 86th minute or so. And then Marin Jackalis ties it up. Wins it, in the 97th minute. But Ariaf Piol, have you seen the bicycle kick on that one?
I did see a a quick highlight. Watch it. It was a good goal.
It's a very,
impressive,
very good
very
goal.
impressive.
It's an incredible goal. That was one of the goals of the round. Wellington, they got angry after their derby loss and took it out on the Central Coast. 3-0 in Gosford. Central Coast look awful this year.
I don't know what's happened for such a quick turnaround from the champions to their form.
Well, their best centre back went to Auckland, and half their players were all left now.
Yeah,
So that's big.
it's unfair, Auckland.
Yeah. Well, so they're not top anymore
Ooh.
because they didn't play this round. So technically, victory is.
Actually.
And then, so Victory, City, Auckland are the top 3 right now. Brisbane and Perth may be the 2 worst sides in a long time.
Yeah.
Perth got absolutely smacked 5-0 by City.
I think it's their second or third game they've lost by more than 5 goals this season.
I think it's the 3rd.
Yeah, because obviously MacArthur this round. I reckon they had another one as well.
Similar to the second division.
Oh, they probably will once that comes in about 5 years. And Brisbane lost to Victory, obviously. They both haven't got anything this season. I think Brisbane have a draw. Central Coast, it's only just a little bit better. They have like 2 draws, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because they've had issues. Brisbane and Perth have been shit for a long time.
But like I remember back in the day. I sound like I'm old here. Like your early to the mid 2010s, Perth and Brisbane used to be the 2 standout teams. So
Perth come in downhill ever since they changed ownership.
yeah,
Brisbane.
Powerhouses.
Brisbane like they
Well, Brisbane
Berisha,
when Ange brought Berisha across, they were playing well. Ange left. Brisbane stayed relevant for a while and then just fell.
They
to
had
it.
Popovich for a while, didn't they?
No, Western Sydney had Popovich. Aloisi.
Aloisi, yeah.
But he wasn't very good there either. So
He's just not good overall, is he?
no.
I mean, he won grand final with Western.
Yeah, that was the most fluky grand
Yeah.
final of all time.
It was funny because it was against City, but you know.
But they did beat us to make it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Germany fans anyway.
Oh, they still have more than Western United.
Yeah.
They got no souls.
Oh,
it's the Dust Bowl grand final.
Yeah, it's so bad seeing Tane.
How far is Western United's stadium off in Tarneit?
What is it? They're playing there now.
Oh, so the stadium's built?
No,
Oh.
it's just
One stand.
yeah. It's literally it's gonna be their training ground.
I thought it was supposed to be like a real big, big stadium.
They're building a stadium. It's right near their training ground. They've got basically temporary stands around their training ground.
Oh Lord.
And so
Wouldn't it be smarter? Like I know it's not really west, or it is west, but it's not. Wouldn't it be smarter to just go play a GMHBA instead of building a new stadium?
no,
No.
there's
Is that
about
too far west?
Well,
It's
look-
because Geelong's a footy city.
yeah. Geelong won't do it, and
Okay.
the other thing is also they want them to play at Tarneit because they need the money to go to Tarneit.
Well,
Because-
because give me the owners from Tarneit.
No, they just got all the funding to go to Tarneit.
Well, yeah, all the parliament, they got federal grants to go.
If you see the actual master plans, the master plans look great. It will never happen. We'll in a few years it'll go bankrupt and it won't happen.
Tarneit. Go play Melton.
Oh God, not Melton.
Michael Tate.
No, fuck's sake. Tat. Not Andrew Tate Tat. Okay. Team of the week 4. So a goalkeeper, Josh Oluwemi. Wellington, replacement for Alex Paulson, doing a great job so far. Defenders are all wing backs, which I feel bad for, but Jason Jerrier, Gabriel Kluwer, and Sam Sutton. So Victory, Western Sydney, and Wellington each. In the midfield, you got Nicholas Milanovic after his hat trick. Michael
Given.
Docker. Oh, what did you say?
I said given.
Yeah. Michael Docker, who in a losing side was the best player on the field probably, which is pretty sad. Steven Ugarkovic for City and Marin Jackalis for MacArthur. And then last in the forward line, Natty Atkinson, because for some reason he's playing right wing instead of right back. Mehdi Mehmedi, what a name.
Mehdi Benetti.
Mehdi Mehmedi. And then Hideki Hishaji. So really easy to pronounce names this week. Riley McGree. Now, it's been a while since we've had a good performance from Australians. Riley McGree has gone out against QPR and scored and assisted as Middlesbrough thumped QPR 4-1. So big performance. Ange Ball.
Oh no, Ange.
There's a discussion right now about the inconsistency of Ange Ball, and this one was on show today. This morning, Ange got beaten by Ipswich.
The Tractors have finally got their first win.
I know Frank will be really happy, but...
Well, we're at least happy for Luongo, who's got his first win in the Premier League now.
And Cam Burgess. I don't know if he got game time, but...
But, yeah, Ange Ball is really not struggling, but just like, yeah, you're right, inconsistencies.
Yeah.
And he's bagged on all year about how his second year he always wins trophies, but Premier League hasn't started well for him. Europa League, they're going okay, but again, that inconsistency is going to come at some time, probably there as well. And it's going to hurt them. And
It's an issue that they need to figure out soon because their team isn't good enough to win a trophy this year.
No.
I don't think the trophy thing should be what you're backing on.
No.
I think it should be getting some consistency.
Results.
Yeah. Also, Sammy Samotic goal. Have you seen that goal?
Which one?
The Sammy Samotic goal. No. Bicycle kick after Christian Romero tried to clear it across the box.
Oh, I did see that, yes.
That was awful clearance from Christian Romero. Good goal from Samotics. But it's this kind of issues. 2 defensive errors basically led to Ipswich goal. So, it's really inconsistent in the back line.
I think they got the right coach, Tottenham. It's just he needs to start turning out the results because you can see at least off the pitch, Tottenham are probably the best they've been in years off the pitch. Then on the pitch, their results aren't correlating with what they're doing off the pitch.
Yeah, well, it's also been talked about the fact that Tottenham sacked coaches very early.
Yes.
Pochettino was given a lot of leeway, but because he did so much with them, took them to a Champions League final. But only a year and a half later, he was getting sacked. So, like, they're very quick to sack people. I think they're going to not sack him, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have this inconsistency after a bad loss. They just sack him, and it's weird.
I don't think it'll be this year. If anything, excuse me. I'll restart. I don't think it'll be this year, but if they're going to do it, it's probably going to be next year. But again, I think it's the second season he's getting used. He sort of started getting the players he wanted in now. So, and he's working with what he's got. Because obviously, they've tried to fill the hole of Kane, but it's almost near impossible to fill that hole because he's one of the world's best strikers. So, that's a big hole he already had to fill already. He's got Solanke, who probably he hasn't done what they probably hoped he would have. And then they're just sort of trying to find this stuff. I think Madison was a good sign for them. I think he's done well, but...
That's a good show. This last week. Madison.
Madison, not Madison.
Madison.
Madison. My apologies.
Not Nick Madison.
Not the bowler.
Madison. I think he's been a really good sign for them, and then Brendan Johnson's found brilliant form. So they got players who are good enough to be there. It's the rest. Their defense mainly.
It's errors. That's the main issue because they're not scoring 1 week. They're scoring 5 the week after. And defensively, Van der Ven's very good, but he's injury prone due to the fact he's doing so much. Romero has dropped off.
Ugarte. Not Ugarte. Yeah, no.
Udoji.
Udoji.
He's a great wing back, not so great defensively. Pedro Porro, same thing. So it's kind of just finding someone who's going to be able to stabilize your defense.
I mean, with Ange as well, it's probably which other coach in terms of him getting sacked will be able to complete a rebuild of Tottenham. So it's probably good that they give him some time. So
there's no good coaches on the market at the moment.
There's no, unless you go to somebody backwater. Portuguese.
Get Will still. Get Will still.
Yeah, you
get the
choose,
funny guy.
But Ange is probably going to be the best.
Bring in Mourinho.
No, he's actually happy right now. He just. Have you seen him cussing out our referees?
He's not Galatasaray.
No, he's Fenerbahce.
Yeah,
but he's been absolutely cussing out referees online. It's very funny. He's on his Instagram after they had like one performance. He just goes, this funny league at refereeing. It's just like, Mourinho. Now we're all Man United fans here. Yep. One person likes the bandwagon Forest, but everyone else.
No, I'm still United. I just have another team I like.
Anyway, so with Amarin coming in after the international break, we thought we'd have a look and do a keep or sell for the entire Man United squad. Now, to provide context, we need to figure out how he's going to be playing. Now, he plays a 3-4-3 with wing backs providing the width. So take that into account when we're choosing players. Also, the way he plays with the three at the front, He plays 2 attacking midfielders, but 1 normally drifts out wide.
Yeah, okay.
So take that into account when we're looking at who's going to be playing where.
Roger. But you also think of bench depth as well.
Yes.
We're not just
We're not
just picking a starting level. We're saying if for the whole squad you're keeping or selling.
I'm just more saying for actual like how they play.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So keep depth sell.
Yeah, keep depth sell.
Keep's like going to be your starters. Depth is your bench, and then sell.
Yep.
Done. Perfect.
All right. So in goal, Andre Onana, keep. Been one of
He's
the best.
probably been our best player all season, in my opinion.
He's stepped it up this year.
He's actually
has the most clean sheets in the Premier League.
He's been like last year. Obviously, he struggled adapting to Premier League early, but he's now found his form and he's actually looking like he's a Premier keeper
in the game against Leicester tonight.
He had some good saves.
Had some good saves, but he also was just very good at controlling.
Clean sheet as well, which is fantastic.
He's a lot more reliable. Because last year it was inconsistencies with him, but now this season he's been so reliable, and that's what you need, especially as a goalkeeper. Considering that we've had the likes of De Gea, Van der Sar, and that in the past.
Yeah, long consistencies. De Gea is never consistent, but he's been very good at Fiorentina this year.
He's been very good.
Outside Biender, depth.
Yeah, depth.
We could probably get someone homegrown instead.
Just need a backup.
But he's fine enough.
Yeah, he's fine.
Tom.
He hasn't really played that much.
No, he played the cup tie against Leicester. Yeah. That's it. I wouldn't mind seeing him playing more like the Europa League ties. Give Onana just focus on the Premier League for this season. But we'll see what happens with that. Tom Heaton will leave at the end of the season, so don't need to worry about that one.
Yeah. His time's done.
Yeah. Delit, keep.
Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of him too soon.
He's probably having a little bit of liability so far this season, but
I think he's just finding his feet. You go from that's the issue with a lot of people coming to the Premier League. That it's such a different game compared to especially where he came in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, Bundesliga.
It was at Bayern. It's a different paced game. It feels like a lot more faster than those other leagues.
Yeah, well,
so it's trying to adapt to the quick.
Yeah, he's also his play style is very handy, but he also puts himself out of position.
Yeah, I think it's also concerning though that the amount of time that he's spent at each club that because he's been at massive clubs, but the amount of time it could be seen as
bad. But I think you look at what happened to each of them. Juventus was trying to they looked at him as the replacement for Bonucci and Barzagli and Chiellini. Yeah. Not going to happen. No. Bayern had Hummels had just had so many centre backs that Delit was not going to make that starting lineup unless he's getting consistent minutes, which he wasn't. Yeah. I think here, where he's going to be playing in a back three, he'll be very good.
Yep, he'll probably be that central.
Yeah.
Back.
And you also look both the clubs he's been at over the last couple of years, last 2 terms, have had lots of manager turnover.
Yeah, Bayern especially.
Yeah. Bayern, Juventus at the time had manager turnover.
Yeah. Allegri, well, they had Allegri.
Had Allegri, and then he left, and then they had.
He left. No, he left while they were still while he was at Bayern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, he had a pretty consistent, but then before Allegri, it was pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty much a turnover.
Yeah. Lissandro Martinez keep.
Yeah, keep.
Probably future captain.
Yeah. He's got paid. He's actually playing for the badge.
Yes.
Yeah. So can't hate it.
Lenny Euro.
Keep.
He hasn't shown enough to be like.
Well, he hasn't played
yet.
yet.
To do anything. Anyway, he's been injured.
Well, we'll stop saying we can't sort of.
No, but at the same time, 18.
18. You're not getting rid of 18-year-old talent when he hasn't had a chance.
And we'll get to play in the system that he'll probably benefit from. Lindelof.
I think depth.
I'm saying Rid.
Yeah.
He's out of contract end of the year.
Yeah, okay.
We need some money off the books, and he hasn't played.
He hasn't played as much as he should.
Even when we had defensive issues, he was only playing 2 to 3 games.
Okay.
Harry Maguire.
I'm personally a keep.
I'm a keep as well.
I quite like Harry Maguire.
He's from where he was a couple of years ago to where he is now. He has actually improved a fair bit, and he's not as unreliable as he used to be.
Well, yeah, and it's the way that he was being. It was just
the way he's handled the captaincy being taken away has been great. My only issue is that he probably won't be able to play a high line, which is how Amarim will play.
Yeah.
So I would say depth.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
Depth is fair. I don't think you get rid of him.
He will probably play cup ties. That's my main thought on that one. Johnny Evans will leave at the end of the season as well.
Yeah.
So
he's been a good.
He's been a great acquisition.
He stepped up, but he's old.
He's been around 10 plus years already.
Oh, way more than that,
Well,
mate.
he's like 36.
So I said 10 plus.
Mate.
As at United. He's been there since he was like an 18-year-old, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was gone for about 10 years as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Luke Shaw and Malacia. I think Malacia hasn't played for a year and a half. He's back as Amarin comes back. Shaw and Malacia are both back when Amarin comes back, which very funny timing. I think Malacia will probably fit how he wants to play because he's very good at progressing the ball. Do I like his injury history? No. I think personally Rid.
Yeah, I feel like you can't have somebody who's so injury prone. And I mean, you could say that about Shaw as well.
But I think Shaw has more upside compared to Malacia.
Shaw, my point on Shaw is that Harry Mass is coming through the youth system. He's going to be our future left back. If we want someone who's actually going to mentor him, Luke Shaw is going to be a much better mentor than Malacia ever will be.
Like Luke Shaw is actually homegrown. He's been a fantastic player.
And his best use, people always say when he's playing left-handed centre back, is actually when he plays as an attacking fullback. Because when he's actually able to go up the field, he makes the right pass, makes the right shot.
I mean, you saw he's great at attacking. He's great at everything. You saw it in the Euros final when he did score. He was in the right position, scoring. Like he was.
When we had, I can't remember who we had. It might be on Mourinho, right? But it was on the Ole. When he had a period where he scored like 3 goals within a month.
Yeah.
That's what he brings when he's actually.
2020 was his like best year he probably ever had.
Delo and Mazraoui, I think both keep.
They both keep.
They're both very good.
Yeah,
Delo was our best player last
yeah.
season, and Mazraoui has shown a lot of promise already this so far this
I
season.
do quite like Mazraoui.
Yeah, I've liked him.
Yeah. Ugarte,
Keep. I don't think you get rid of him just
he's
yet.
been very good
You bring
in the
him
last couple of
again,
games.
he's just sort of adjusting to Premier League. I say keep.
Because Freddie, you can't sort of make that determination when it's come from PSG.
Yeah.
Where it's a very sort of, I wouldn't say easy, but it's not.
You can get away with. Yeah.
Yeah, I think keep him for it.
Plus, once again, this morning, saw what he can do. He was very good this morning.
Yeah.
Casemiro.
Depth. I think he's actually improved.
He makes too much money to have him as a depth.
This year he's certainly been better, way better than last year. Last year he was definitely a sell. This year he's been quite good, but when obviously since Ten Hag left.
Who's got a notification?
Oh, was a notification?
I think so.
Oh. But yeah, I think you keep him because I think he still is a good enough acquisition. If he wants to leave, he can leave. If he's not liking that depth position, that's fine. But I think he's a great backup or switching. So you're not using Ugarte and Casemiro as much as you need to because it is an important position, and we mean not having to put Cobby so far back.
I think, in my personal opinion, Casemiro should be let go because 18 million with how we are with PSR, we are in a struggle financially right now to make any signings. We're gonna have to make signings. There's players leaving. Casemiro also looks sloppy, and that's my only issue because he's not fast enough nowadays to handle Premier League football.
Yeah. And what's he on? Like 350k.
He's over the whole year. He makes 18 million pounds.
Okay. Yeah.
That's $36 million.
If you put that 18 million against what he looks like when he's playing, sometimes he can be brilliant. Sometimes, like when he scored 2.
He's lost that.
After Ten Hag left.
He doesn't have the
lost
physicality.
that flair that he had at Real Madrid.
Well, he never really had flair. He had the physicality, and he had he had a great partnership. He hasn't had that partnership at United so far. Maybe he's probably been the most like consistent one, and to put on a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, not exactly a good case. Yeah. I think with 18 million wage, with the fact that he probably could still get Saudi to pay 20 million or so, and he will happily go there because he'll get paid more than 18 million to go there. I think it's a sell.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Kobe Manu, keep. Give him 100 gig million contract.
Yeah, no discussion. Keep.
Give him Casemiro's contract for all I care.
Yes.
He's been our most as a young promising player. He's been our most promising player since Rashford first started, came on the books, or even Greenwood before allegations happened. He's so promising.
I mean, the FA Cup final just showed how good he is under pressure.
Yeah.
The fact that he scored.
And the fact that he was playing so much in the Euros this year as well was promising as well, especially as a young 18-year-old.
I feel like expectations that...
Or 19.
I feel like heaping expectations on like we did Rashford.
Yeah.
Let's just say that he'll be the best player in the world. Let's just keep him like where he's at.
Let's just be happy with where he's at.
Yes, rather than
And
sort
then-
of saying, oh, he's gonna be a Ballon d'Or.
He's gonna be the next
or
Rooney
he's
or
gonna
something like
carry
that,
Man United to a bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Toby Collier and Daniel Gore are both youth players. Collier's supposed to be Casemiro's replacement. They're both depth. I'm just gonna say that now because I don't think
I've heard all right things about Gore. I haven't heard much about Collier.
Collier was Ten Hag's, like, you know how Manu in the year before, before he started playing, was like Ten Hag's like little follower.
Yeah.
Collier was last year.
Yeah, I guess.
And one thing Ten Hag, despite the results, even though he was our most winning coach, like percentage wise, was youth academy players. He knew what was going on in the youth academy,
which I appreciated because do you think like under a different manager we would have got Manu playing as early as he did, or Garnacho playing as consistently as he did early?
No.
I don't.
And
I
also
don't think so, yeah.
look at like someone like Mourinho. Mourinho sent people off straight away.
Which is I don't agree with sending people out on loan for years and years and years on end.
And that's why I'm glad we got someone back who we'll talk about in a bit, that he's back playing at United, because he's actually really been promising this season, and he's been promising for years. But just never had the right system.
Ericsson is leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah. But if he was staying, I would have said
depth.
I would have said.
Okay.
Nah, he's been solid enough, but look, it's a new era. He's coming to the end of his career.
I would like to see him go back to like the likes of Brentford or something like that. Still stay in the Premier League, but play a bit more, because he looked really good when he was at Brentford.
I think mid-table would suit him, but I just don't think we can.
At the top level, no, not anymore.
No, not at Man United. No.
I don't think anyone should be saying sell here. Bruno Fernandes.
Keep.
He's been our best player
4 years.
for years.
2018.
Yeah, when we signed him. As soon as we signed him, literally the day after we signed him, he was our best player.
He scored so many goals. What?
He just
comparable to De Bruyne? Maybe the only reason why he doesn't get the same sort of, or why he gets heaped upon, is because he's not in a winning team.
And also because his attitude's different to De Bruyne.
He just brought up his 250th game too, so he's been in the club for a while.
And had a goal and assist in his 250th game.
Which is insane. Which I say it's...
Over only 7 years or so, to have that much, ridiculous.
Yeah. The only issue I would have said is that we've relied too much on him, which can be a bit of like a shit situation.
But I think
he gets injured,
in this system that we're going to have, there is a perfect backup for him in Mason Mount.
He's depth.
Yeah, he's depth. You right there?
Yeah, it's just nearly tore my pants.
So Mason Mount depth.
Yeah. He shines in the 3-4-3 in the role that Fernandes will play. So getting him to be the backup or switch around with him so Fernandes actually gets a break will be massive.
Yeah.
Rashford.
Keep. I don't think you sell him. I don't think you do.
I think it's a sell.
I
don't think he's a good player, but he's way too inconsistent, and his attitude.
Have the last few months have given me good reason to sell him.
I just don't think because under Ole he was scoring, he was doing all of that stuff. Was the first year of Ten Hag he scored a bit? Yeah. Last year, shithouse, went out to clubs, like had so much turmoil in his personal life. He's back with he's on and off with his fiance and everything like that. He's got a bad attitude. He's just not performing.
And I want to say this against Leicester, where Rashford should be having one of his better games this year. He quite literally looked just out of it. He was brought off for...
Yeah, he got a rating of 6.8 on
which is a nice way of saying you're average.
Yeah, which is not, man. And we've given him so many chances, and we've tried to make him the focal point of Man United for so long. If you can't perform under that, if you can't perform...
I would say at this point in time, there's teams interested. You can get probably 60 million for him.
Yeah, okay.
That the money there is probably more important because we have so many homegrown players coming through.
And it's pure profit.
Yeah.
I think you
because
convinced
he's
me.
from his academy.
I think now I reckon you convinced me.
Yeah, I think it's a sell, but I won't mind if we keep him.
Look, yeah, and I'm as disappointed as that
Yeah.
as anyone because I really like
I love
Rashford.
Rashford.
It's just for the best team.
Back when he first started, it was a whole different story.
Next two, I reckon we keep Garnacho and Dallo.
Garnacho, Diallo, yeah, Diallo.
Oh, yeah.
They're both.
Both
Diallo today. Oh my
looked
god.
so ever since he's come back from Sunderland, he has looked so good in the team, and I think he also does suit a 3-4-3 as well.
He is such a good technical player.
I don't know why we ever sent him out on loan.
Oh
I
well,
don't
he
understand.
needed it.
He needed
He
like
needed it.
championships is a good place to send like a player like him out just
Yeah. For some experience.
Because it's very physical, very sort of it's technical.
Yeah.
It's bigger than championships. 10 times bigger than A League.
It's
when you put it in that sort of sense.
yeah. He's so good on the ball. He just provides that spark we haven't had for a while, especially with someone else we'll bring up in a second. But he's been so good. Garnacho is like if we have Diallo and Garnacho on like playing as the two like wings in the system, we might be good for a fair like 10 years.
Garnacho at his best is one of United's best players. He's shown when he's on, he's phenomenal. But again, you got to remember he's still young, so he's going to make mistakes. He's going to have inconsistencies. But as he gets older, that inconsistency is going to come smaller and smaller. And he is such a promising player. I don't think we should get rid of him for a couple of years minimum.
No. Anthony, sell.
Bye bye.
He's
Fuck off.
Mr. Aura Man can go, please.
Fuck off.
Rasmus Højlund,
Keep.
He's going to fit really well. He's going to be Gyökeres 2.0 basically.
Hopefully.
For Amrum. Josh Xerxes.
Depth.
Depth.
I know he doesn't want to be off the bench, but I think he's a good option coming off the bench for Højlund.
Yeah. And that is it for the list.
Lovely.
Taylor Siddle's got a hat-trick on his birthday! Not yet, you little beauty! Barnes got 6 at the G! Build the man a statue!
What are you doing here? Oh, just listening to some Spotify, mate. Yeah, just listening to some tunes.
Now we're going to bring some balls into play. Cricket's here. And what a disappointing start to the summer. Australia suck.
We suck.
We suck. After starting up the series 1-0 in a good win, a gritty win at Melbourne, we've lost the series 2-1. We barely were able to make over 150 runs in both innings for the ODIs. It's embarrassing to see our start to the campaign on home soil be as convincing of a defeat as it was to Pakistan. But fair enough, Pakistan played really well. Harris Ralph was part of the series, ended up taking 10 wickets, winning 2 player of the matches. I think he's just suited to Australian soil.
Yeah.
He's been playing here for a while in the Stars. He's one of my favourite bowlers to watch. He's really good. Shaheen Shah Afridi was really good as well. They had a young debutant, or his second game in Adelaide. He made like 80 or 86 of about 60 balls. I can't remember his name exactly. Took the piss. Some of his shots he was playing was unbelievable. It was so just beautiful to watch his stroke play. It was really nice.
What did you just say?
Stroke play. However, so obviously ODIs hasn't gone to plan. I think our batting, especially top order, the likes of Fraser McGurk, he just doesn't know how to play a defensive shot and is worrying. Our middle order can't hold it. I think Maxwell made two ducks in the 3 series.
There's a reason why he's not in the test squad.
I think we need to sort that because it can't be reliant on our bowlers, especially when we have Hazelwood, Stark and Cummins all trying to play. They can't do it all themselves. Please help them batsmen. But we have a 3-game T20 against Pakistan again, starting on Thursday. At least give us some hope there, convincingly. Josh Inglis, please make some runs.
Please.
But yes. As well, we're going to go on to
The test squad, man.
The test squad has been announced. A 13-man squad has been announced, and we have 2 new debutants who will be joining the squad. We've got a new opening batsman.
Yay.
Nathan McSweeney has been picked.
Look, we were right. We never doubted it for a second.
I think considering we'll always talk about the other 4.
No, last week we said it.
We said McSweeney last week, but early on we weren't talking about McSweeney, but he sort of popped in because he was batting at 4 most of the time in the Australia A. He made, I think it was an 86 or something like that in the first Australia A test. They put him in the opening. Didn't make any big score. I think he made 26 in the 16. but he probably looked the best out of all four of them. So I'm glad they picked him. And they brought in Josh Inglis as well as a sort of, or he can be a batsman keeper. Obviously, he's going to put a bit more pressure on Carey to perform. Well, I don't mind.
I kind of want Inglis to play instead.
I think because especially with the age of our team, Carey I think is 32.
Oh,
I think he's
if
old.
not older.
I think, and the age of our test squad is so old. I think it would be nice to get some more fresh blood in, especially with Green out. So English, I think, is 26. He's around the same as Green. Really young, promising bat. He's captain. He's the captain now of the T20 and ODIs, which is really cool to see. But we've got a good team. The squad includes Khawaja, McSweeney, Labuschagne, Smith, Head, Carey, Inglis, Mitch Marsh, Pat Cummins, our captain, Hazelwood, Stark, Lyon, and the GOAT himself, Scotty Boland. One final note we want to give a big shout out here to Lizelle Lee, who on the weekend in the WBBL, she made 150 not out of 75 runs.
Piss.
Unbelievable. I'll watch some of her shot play. Oh, she can hit a ball.
Her stroke pay.
Can you just let me talk cricket here? She beat the previous record that was held by Brisbane Heat's Grace Harrod, who scored 136. They won as well, thank goodness. They only made 203, so she made 150 of their 203 runs.
Yeah, so good day.
Piss take. But well done, Lizelle Lee. That was an outstanding performance.
Don't make me get out of this seat. Come on in. You won't get in the water. You don't want to get his hair wet. Pretty boy.
Hold that, son. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, Lord.
The Le Bonbon League has had another week. We're 10 games in, so we're starting to see everyone at their best. The Cavs are still 11-0.
The Cavs are taking the piss.
They could generally go for a run.
Did you see their performance? Obviously, Golden State fan myself here. I saw the score at halftime on Saturday. They were up by like 40 points at halftime.
Yeah, and they took a run off, and then Darius Garland just was like, "Oh, I'll play."
Yeah, they are probably been my surprise. Now, we thought they were going to be good. They've been good for the last couple of years, but this season they've brought up a next notch, and they've been probably everyone's tip to now win the league at this early start. They've been that good.
We'll wait till playoffs because playoffs is a different beast. Now, overall though, East is awful. To put it in context, the West right now, winning teams are currently 11th. If you were 5-4 in the West, which is 11th right now at Sacramento, you could be third in the East. That is
ridiculous.
Awful. The East sucks, but the most funny one is that Philly are 1-7.
It's amazing. Philly are 1-7, and then guess who's in 14th? Who are 2-7?
The Bucks.
The Bucks. Oh, this makes my day. Oh, if only Jimmy was here to see this.
Oh, he just. I think last week he was crying.
He was.
Look, there was one important matchup though, guys. Dyson Daniels versus Josh Giddey. The two new Australian players on different teams. The Bulls came out on top, surprisingly enough, on Hawks soil.
Great, the kids laugh.
Giddey had 13, 6 and 7, so decent performance. Daniels had 16, 8 and 3 with 6 steals.
He's been an absolute game changer. Big call here. He could be a contender for most improved.
He could be a contender for DPOY.
Yeah.
He's currently leading steals in the league by 0.9, which in steals, that is daylight. That is absolute
He's actually
daylight.
It's great to see him, because obviously when he was at New Orleans, he sort of didn't get the opportunities.
No, he didn't play.
Didn't struggle. But at Atlanta now, he's shining and has really turned into a premier shooting guard. Yeah.
Yeah, because he allows Trae Young to just worry about attacking.
Yeah.
Which, if he can shoot better, guys.
Yeah, if you can shoot better, yes. And Patty Mills is also there. I think Patty Mills is playing off the bench. He's old. When's he going to retire? I love Patty Mills to death, but please retire.
Yeah, he needs to have a break. Josh Green's had an awful last couple of weeks as well. So Aussies are struggling other than those two. Look, the beard is back. The Clippers are winning, which they shouldn't be this year. He's having 21 or something, 9 and 9. The beard's back.
Beard's back.
Russ had 2 good games in a row. What year are we in? This isn't like 2018. This is 2024. What are they still doing being good?
Did you see the reporter asked, did Jokic ever have a bad game when they've lost? And he goes, oh, the last game we lost to the Clippers. Oh, he had 40 and 12. Oh. He takes a piss.
He's second in the league for assists behind Trae Young.
Oh my god. He's going to win another MVP.
He will.
If he does. Hey, Golden State are having a great start to the season. They are 7-2. My prediction so far is flying on.
I can't wait for them to be like 35 and 40.
We knocked off the Celtics.
Yeah, without Jalen Brown.
Doesn't matter. We beat the Celtics. They still had the best
Negative
player.
Aura Man is leading the Boston right now. Boston Celtics. And it sucks.
But it's not like Curry's been our best player.
No, because he's...
Buddy Hield is taking piss off the bench with Andrew Wiggins.
Wiggins, yes.
Wiggins.
No, we're not going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore that. Rookie Watch. Now, we love Rookie Watch this year because it's so shit. Some players are starting to perform. Let's start off the most important one, LeBron son. Bronny made his G League debut.
The stars came out for it. You saw LeBron was there, AD. There was the stars came out for the game.
Oh, God. Look, he's nowhere near ready for it. He had 6 points, 4 assists, which not bad, but not great.
No.
He's not anywhere near.
He's not going to get back in the NBA anytime soon.
Oh, he will because LeBron. Zach Edey is leading currently in the rookie ladder. He's been a great piece for the Grizz. Still playing bench minutes, but doing very well. Ryan Dunn. Have you heard about Ryan Dunn?
No.
So Phoenix picked him up with like the 36th pick. Or I might have 26th pick. Somewhere late in the first, early second. He has been one of the best defensive guards in the league, and it allows Devin Booker and Bradley Beal just to shoot. Another day, he had 20 points. So he's actually showing out some good stuff. Bub Carrington.
What?
One of the best names in the rookies this year.
Bub Carrington.
You got Connect 4, you've got Bub Carrington.
Connect 4, I do like Connect 4.
You've got Rob Dillingham. Like, there's some great names this year. Bub Carrington has been the best Washington one, which with the second overall pick, you'd think maybe that one would be better. But Bub Carrington's been very good. Rookies always been pretty shit.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing we need to talk about. And
It is awesome to see this.
NBL update.
Former Sixth Man of the Year, Montrezl Harrell is taking the piss in the NBL.
Currently the,
Adelaide
MVP,
36ers.
currently the MVP favorite. He's averaging 20 points, like 10 rebounds. He's taking absolute piss.
It's good to see finally the NBL get this has probably been their biggest name player they've had in a couple of years, and to have it was 4 years ago, probably won Sixth Man when he was at the
about
Clippers.
5.
So it hasn't it's not like he's been out of there for a while. He obviously just dropped off when he went. He got a move to when he got moved from the Clippers.
I can't remember where to.
Philly.
I can't remember where, but
But he sort of dropped off. But seeing him, especially in Melbourne, he's a draw, and he's playing great basketball for Adelaide. And they sort of became. I don't know. I think they're going okay. Adelaide. I can't remember the record. How
I'm not sure. To be honest, I only just checked the stats.
But he's going to probably win MVP. He's been unbelievable. But it's good to see it come to Australia shores.
Like real close, and then they go.
No, it has to be the same distance. It has to be a bit there.
Oh well, it's about 20 meters max.
Okay, so 20 minutes. Bang. I'm literally going to put cement in my water bottle and go. When Melon of the Week is now.
Oh god, that sucked.
What a time. That's right. Melon of the Week's back. We're here for another week. And boy, oh boy, we've got some good options here today.
Now, as always, Melon of the Week is the segment we love the most. It's basically where 5 people or organisations have done something very silly over the last week, and we get to ridicule them for them. And at the end of the year, the biggest melon will get something. We don't know how to do that yet.
400 watermelons from Sackers.
Oh no, we don't have a sponsorship yet.
Skippies.
No, well, actually, we probably could afford that. Number 5 this week is the man, the myth, the legend, Nick Kyrgios. Now, tennis superstar, hasn't played for like 3 years, but tennis,
No, he played last year.
not much.
He made Wimbledon last year.
The most tennis rackets smashed by a person ever.
Oh yeah, probably.
He recently was on Louis Theroux's podcast. Now, Louis Theroux is used to talking to people about like conspiracy theories, about everything. He ended up talking to Nick Kyrgios about pyramids. And Nick Kyrgios did not like Louis Theroux's opinion on pyramids. Basically, Nick Kyrgios believes that aliens who were large, very large, got bricks of whatever the pyramids are made out of, probably sandstone, grabbed it and built them.
I was listening to this in person, and he literally said it's impossible that humans could have rolled these massive sandstones and placed them near millimeter perfect. I'm like, but what about people who build houses and that? Architecture's been around for centuries.
Well, what about all the massive cities that were made in ancient times?
There's some things that I've heard Kira say before that have been stupid, but I think these are the most stupid things he ever said.
Did you also see it afterwards? They went on like about different conspiracy theories. So like, oh, flat Earth. Look, I think it's round. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was flat.
Technically, it's not round; it's a sphere. So.
Nick,
just give it up,
mate. Just go back to playing tennis.
He's coming back. Thank goodness for the Australian Open.
He can stop yapping. Nick, you're a melon.
No.
Number 4, we're going to go back to cricket here. The Australian men's ODI team. As much as I want to support you guys, that was painful. I did not like it. Can we make some runs? We're the reigning ODI champs. We should be doing better than this on home soil, especially in our first series.
Nah.
Like, I don't understand it. And it's not like we put up a fight. They pumped us. The first one we put up a fight where it was gritty, because Pat Cummins can actually bat and make runs. But the next 2 ones, we just fell and just like we didn't even put up a fight. Because the first one they chased it down 1 down or 2 down, and then they chased it 2 down again. Like, give us something, Australian ODI team. We need something from you guys, because this summer is supposed to be building up to beat India on home, because we haven't beaten them at home for a long time. You got to set the bar here, and you haven't. So you guys are melons.
Jeez, a bit angry, mate.
Oh, I'm not happy.
Now, number 3. Hit a little bit pop and lock, man. It's Ray Gunn. Look, Ray Gunn has recently announced her retirement from professional breakdancing.
How do you retire from professional breakdancing?
I don't.
Did you get paid for it in the first place to be professional?
No. Oh, she got paid to go to the Olympics.
She makes winnings, whatever the tournament.
This is also the same week she also headlined at the, well, not headlined, but opened at the Tones and I concert, doing some breakdancing. And the only reason why I know that is because Mason Cox went there and loved it.
Oh my! That
Mason
sounds.
Cox is the sort of dork.
He's
Yes,
Tones and I
In the
concert.
first place. Sorry to alienate like a whole group of people, but if you go to a Tones and I concert, you need to have your hard drive checked. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mason. But
That's staying in. Reagan, what
No,
are you
Mason, I love you. Don't worry about that.
doing? Reagan, what are you doing?
Yeah.
spectacle.
No,
I don't
okay.
know I don't know how you can retire from professional breakdancing. Like, it can't be that tolling on the body.
No, because you got to hit them pop and locks often.
It's after the Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, it's
like Thriller.
Well, what age was she in? Where she's like, it starts off like that. Like,
I don't know.
It's
I don't
awful.
care enough about Reagan.
Ray Gunn, you're a melon. Like, that's awful.
From one dancing performance to another, this one, oh boy. The Australian men's netball team. So they had a Fast 5 tournament against South Africa and New Zealand, I believe. They won it, so it went on to them. But they wanted to try and... So obviously, when the New Zealand had the haka, everyone knows the haka. It's an intimidating dance. It's sort of to bespoke fear in the opposition. So Australia thought, why don't we do something similar to this? Yeah. But instead of doing the haka and the haka music, they're going to do a TikTok dance, to NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye.
Bye bye bye.
They literally did the one from Deadpool, the Deadpool one. It's the exact one from Deadpool. I'm like, how is this supposed to intimidate opponents? Like, what are they doing? And I watch it, I'm like, oh, this is so bad of a representation on Australian netball and the men's team. Because I was sitting there, I'm like, it was so painful to watch. And like, yes, we won, and it may have worked, but please, for the love of God, don't do it again. I beg, please. So the Australian men's netball team, you guys are melons.
But they're not the biggest.
No,
this one, once again, is really up there.
Oh, it's, yes.
So this week, number 1 is the Auburn Tigers basketball team. Now, Auburn were traveling to play University of Houston in basketball, and they're on a plane, and suddenly the pilot has to call, turn around, and re-land the plane.
Did someone say KFC?
That was a good one. Now, what would you reckon would be the reason someone has to turn around a plane?
They found drugs, Juice WRLD style.
Okay.
Maybe like oxygen depletion or something's wrong with the engine.
Well, no. This one was a bit different. Auburn Tigers had a scuffle mid-flight where a full punch-on happened on a brawl. The pilot, fearing for his safety and not wanting to deal with this, decides, I'm going to turn this plane around and land it because I'm not dealing with this.
Wait, so the Auburn Tigers, they punch up with like the hostess?
No, themselves. Themselves.
Yeah, and apparently one of the guys was bloody. But if you want to know exactly who instigated the fight, it was number 3 at Auburn University. I forgot his name, but it was number 3.
Wow. That's an interesting pre-game ritual to punch up with your own teammates.
I don't think it was a pre-game ritual because they didn't make it to their game.
No, they had to drop the 2 people off. But interestingly enough, for this one, if you go back to last game and you observe the actions of number 3,
yeah,
he was feeding on his teammates' downfalls. That every time they made a successful shot, arms up in the air, attitude was off, wasn't locked in.
That was the most locked in I've ever seen him. Like, to actually say something.
Anywho, the Auburn Tigers, you guys are our melons of the week.
Oh, that's the end of the episode.
Great episode.
Oh, some good ones in
Some
there.
very good. That was one of the more funny episodes I've had. I think Jimmy's spotlight might be up for grabs now.
Don't say that. He'll be upset.
Jimmy will be upset.
Sorry, Jimmy.
All right. Well, that's sport this week.
That's a great week.
There's no other sport. No. Oh, cup. We've got to say about the
Oh,
cup.
Melbourne Cup.
No, so this is the whole thing I want to do. How much money did you lose on Cup Day?
No, I don't want to talk about this.
How much?
My guy didn't
To
give
the
me any
exact-
tips. Mango, give me better tips next time, please.
How much to the exact dollar amount did you lose?
If my maths is correct, what it probably isn't, I think it was 170. It was not a good day for me.
No, that's bad.
Any
Be like me, make a profit.
You won the sweep.
you won
didn't
the
even
sweep.
choose the tip.
because the horse that won was paying $101. It was Knight's Beach.
I think you King's Speech.
No, it was Knight something. Knight's
Peace.
Knight's Choice.
Knight's Choice.
Won $101 favourite, and then everyone was talking about afterwards. It probably should have been $20, but $100 people could make bank. Like you put $10 on, that's $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have put $10 on.
Should have put $1 million on it.
I should have.
Yeah.
Anywho, at least there's no more Melbourne Cup Carnival anymore. They're all ended, thank goodness. I can only bet on the Dogs now at Melton.
Or trackside.
Trackside, I love trackside.
Anyway, that's the episode this week.
Good episode.
I'm John Perry.
I'm Ethan Stone.
Stay Nuffin. Oh, no, Pat, you don't speak in this part.
Okay, read the words.